Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics that's non-classic. This is episode number 1237 and Doubleshot number 1131. Like in the case of the last video, 2 flash trades. Though these 2 are the last 2 that I'm going to review that collect issues from Geoff John's run for Flash. First up, it is, let's get rid of that stupid thing there. We had the first book. Yes, the very first book. I'm also reading the last book as well here. This book contains issues 164 to 176 of Flash Volume 2 and Flash Iron Heights. Yep. Now, despite the fact we have Geoff Johns as the writer of this book, we have 3 different artists on here for these issues. We have Angel Azusa, Scott Nolans, and Edith Van Sciver. Good artists. Now, I should point out, though, the covers for all the issues in this trade are done by Brian Ballard, a.k.a. the artist who did the critically acclaimed Batman the Killing Joke. Yep, same artist. He does the covers, but surprisingly, he does not do the interiors. The first 2 issues are a 2-parter where apparently Flash has entered a reality where there's no Speed Force. And Jay Garrick, the reason why there's no Speed Force is because Jay Garrick died before he became the Flash. And apparently the only person who remembers the previous reality, aside from Barry, is Captain Cold. Yep, Captain Cold. He remembers it. And it turns out this whole thing was caused by Mirror Master. Yep, that's really what the whole purpose of this thing was. Yep, Mirror Master, basically. Also, the cover basically shows that, yeah, the cops in this world are nothing but big jerks. Yeah, these guys basically beat people up just because. Yep, they beat people up. And aside from the appearance by, of course, well, Captain Cold, Mirror Master in this story, in this 2-parter, there's also an appearance by Jay Garrick, and actually it's a 3-parter, I think. Yeah, 3-parter. Yeah, it's a quick 3-parter. Yeah, the first few issues basically deal with this. And then pretty much right after this particular multiplayer, oh yeah, this guy called the Plunderer. I thought it was 2, let's see, 3. I think it's like just the opening story arc of Geoff Johns' run. Yeah, Flash ending up in Ultimate Reality. What a weird way to start off the run. Oh yeah, I thought it was actually, you must know it's a guy called the Plunderer. Also in this world, apparently Hal Jordan got his own museum. Yes, Hal Jordan, the guy who was the frickin' Parallax. Who, believe it or not long after this run started, Geoff Johns would do writing the Green Lantern book. Yeah, he would relaunch his book thanks to Green Lantern Rebirth and ending the previous volume's run. Also, gotta love this cover for one of the issues. It's almost like a clear homage to Flash 105. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a really good storyline and a great way to start off Geoff Johns' very long run. Yes, it starts 164, and it doesn't wrap up until 225. You're probably like, damn, that's a long run. The last issue of this story arc is pretty much like Keystone City disappearing. Though it's back by the end of the storyline. Of course, you have to deal with like medieval stuff. Yeah, it's like basically Geoff Johns wanted to have a fun start to his run. That's what it seems like to me, and, well, that's the way I basically see it here. Is that, well, he had a very fun start. He just wanted to have a blast, basically show the rogues, Flash in various different settings. And then finally back to present day, where he does basically throw in a character who, this is the strange thing about this character. Now, when Mark Waid wrote the book, he did have this character pop up a couple times, but not as a villain per se. Nope, Geoff Johns made her a villain. Who? Magnetia. Yeah, she was basically Francis Kane. Wally was his girlfriend from the 80s. Yep, made her basically a villain. And made her a villain throughout pretty much most of his run. Not the main villain of his run, but most of it. Also, Jesse Quick is here. Yep, Jesse Quick is now a supporting character in the book. Yeah, Mark Waid did not have Jesse Quick as a supporting character that much. But Geoff Johns, yeah, made her a regular supporting character in the book. I mean, why the heck not? She's a fellow speedster, so why not? So, this particular storyline is called Blood. I think it's, let's see, where is it? It is called Blood Will Run. Yes. It basically debuts a new character named Clyde, who is a police officer who's been a police officer for 60 years. Awesome Magneto is here as well. It also involves, but we also see that Goldface, yes, freaking Goldface, a character who fought both the Barry Allen Flash when he was basically around, and fought Hal Jordan. He's now in charge of the unions for Keystone City. Yep. And he's another character who Geoff Johns decided to make a support. Basically made him a recurring character, not a regular supporting character like he did with Jesse Quick, but it's a great idea nonetheless. Having basically become good guy was actually a brilliant stroke of genius on the part of Geoff Johns. You don't have to always go back to old tropes. Yeah. Also, Pied Piper still occasionally pops up in this run. Not as much as Wade's run per se, but yeah, he's still a recurring character. Yeah, that's the interesting thing comes with Wally West. So he makes where two villains, Pied Piper and Goldface, are recurring characters. Whether basically Goldface is no longer a supervillain. He's basically a union leader, and Pied Piper is a vigilante. Also here as supporting characters throughout almost this entire era of Wally West is Jay Garrick, Max Mercury, and Jessica, basically fellow speedsters. So basically Wally has his own team of heroes, so he's not fighting everything by himself, which is cool, which is really good on his part. Though the whole thing with Blood Will Run, it deals with a woman who actually got killed at the start of the storyline, named Julie, who is actually the granddaughter of Clyde's first partner. Yes. And she apparently had a baby. Yep. We also have a David Newman named Sinai. This is him right here. I know I can't exactly do a good view of him, but yeah, he's basically a new villain. Yeah, he's one of a handful of villains Geoff Johns created for Flash. I mean, his most famous villain he created for this run was Blacksmith, who, yes, she did appear on episode of The Flash. Yeah, she played in several episodes of Flash, played by Katie Stackoff. Yeah. Though this will lead to the fact that this baby, who was who's just Julie's son, yeah, they find this out later after Clyde is defeated. Timmy, yeah, basically his name is Sire. Yeah, that was yeah. So then we have another new villain, Tar Pit. Yes, Tar Pit. You are thinking, Tar Pit? Didn't he appear on The Flash? Yes, he did. He appeared in the first season of the show. Though how he got his powers is that he was exposed to the Parker Accelerator explosion. Yes, that was... Yeah, the Parker Accelerator exploding. That's how a lot of the Flash villains in the show got their powers. The exception of Captain Cold and Heatwave and Golden Glider. Those three did not get powers. Because they used technology. Yep. But yeah, this next storyline deals with basically Tar Pit and deals with the whole subplot of the baby who's the grandchild of, great-grandchild of Clyde's old partner. So, yeah, and it turns out this kid is the son. Who's the father of this kid? The Weather Wizard. Yes, for some reason the Weather Wizard is a father. I'm like, what? Okay. Interesting. Yes, interesting idea. Geoff Johns turning a villain who is not very popular. When people think of Flash villains, Weather Wizard is definitely one of them. He's not the one of the more popular villains per se. But, yeah, Geoff Johns had this guy show up several times. Yep. He really wants his son. Barry beats the crap out of him this whole storyline. And he never gets his hands on his son. As a matter of fact, he never gets a chance to hold his son at all. Though, something really weird... Actually, he does get hands on... let's see here. Because apparently his power is similar to his. Because he wants to use to control his powers. I'm like, okay. And after he's defeated, he gets hauled off to... Iron Heights. Yes. Iron Heights. By the way, the Iron Heights one-shot's in here. Iron Heights is the prison for the Flash villains. Yes, this one-shot, Flash Iron Heights, is the debut of this prison, along with Warden Jeffrey, I think it's Goeff, I think his name is. Yeah, this guy is still the warden of the prison in the current continuity. As a matter of fact, Josh Williamson made the prison a recurring element of his run. Well, about partway into his run, he basically made it a recurring subplot of taking on the warden because he's basically does heinous things. Yep. So the story for this storyline, this one shot, yeah, it's a one shot, is that a virus has been unleashed in the prison. Also, for some reason, in between Flash 175 and this, apparently Weather Wizard has grown out his hair, even though he looked nothing like this when he last appeared. Yeah, grew his hair out, and he also grew, like, the facial hair I get, but I highly doubt his hair grew that quickly in between issues. And yes, this is Jeffrey Wolf. This is his first appearance ever in the comic books. This very one-shot. And yes, he's a Geoff Johns character. And you might be asking, has this guy popped up in the Flash TV show like Tar Pit did? The answer is yes. Yes, he did. He popped up for like 2 seasons of the show. He popped up in season 2 and 3. Then he got killed off by the Thinker. Yeah, when he started possessing up other Flash villains from the comics and just killed him because he was evil. Yep. That's the thing with him. And so basically Wally teams up with the Pied Piper. By the way, Geoff Johns decided to have the artist update the classic look to this. It's an okay look for him, but yeah, it's fine. He breaks the prison, and he runs to his various foes. He runs to Fallout, who, by looking at him, he looks like basically a ripoff of Dr. Faustus from Batman. Yeah, where his touch basically burns you. And then we have Sita. Pops up for like 1 page. Yep, Geoff Johns credited him, so he threw him in here. Then you have Dr. Alchemy. Dr. Alchemy is one of the more interesting Flash villains. And yes, this character is also appeared on TV. Played by the guy who basically played Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter movies. Though they made Dr. Alchemy a weird villain, though, yes. That's basically what he is. He's a weird villain, though he's much more odder. Yeah, and then of course you have the Weather Wizard. And yes, he's another villain popped up here. Yeah, like a lot of villains basically who I've seen here have appeared in the Flash TV show. Weather Wizard, yes he has. Though his brother appeared first. One thing I do appreciate though with the conversation between the Warden and the Weather Wizard is to actually reference this guy's first appearance from Flash 135. How he got his powers, basically have his brother. Yeah, basically Geoff Johns kind of made that backstory of the Weather Wizard canon. Yes, which great on him. Then we have appearance by Girder. Yes, freaking Girder. Also, Double Down. I'm not sure what the guy looks like because he's a lot creepier than the guy who appeared on Arrow. Yeah, because it looks like though when this guy removes his tattoos to become cards, it looks like he's removing his freaking skin. Yeah, he's a lot creepier in the comic book than he is on TV. Yep. So, and then we also have Murmur. Yes, Murmur, a guy who appeared in 2 live-action appearances. And yes, both in the comic book and the TV show, he had his mouth sewn shut. Oh, and by the way, what did Wally do, obviously, when he saw this? He took a piece of glass and cut the stitching. And have him talk, though his mask is saying like a sewn-up mouth. By the way, the Scarecrow did the same thing during like Greg Hurwitz's run for the book. So they eventually found the cure, and of course, Wally was of course spreads the cure through the whole prison. And of course, we have the formation of new rogues, which is comprised of Magneta, Girder, Weather Wizard, Mirror Master, Murmur, and I don't remember this guy, and of course, Blacksmith is here too. And these are new Flash rogues. Yeah, these will become recurring villains throughout Geoff Johns' run until he leaves. Now, the sixth book, which is kind of in a way the most recent book released. Now, this is also going to be my end of the reviews for Geoff Johns for Flash because after this, after the book collection here, it's simply Flash Volume 3, a Secret Files Origins one-shot, and Flashpoint, and that's it for Flash. This book is Flash by Geoff Johns, Book 6. And yes, when you look at the cover, yes, this book contains the Blackest Night tie-in. This book contains 3 miniseries. Yep. It contains 3 really good miniseries. Final Crisis, Rogue's Revenge, Flash Rebirth, which I had previously reviewed, I'm not going to talk about here. You have to check out my review for it. And Blackest Night, The Flash. Yep. Final Crisis, Rogue's Revenge. It's simply put what the Rogues were up to during Final Crisis, which was taking on a kid version of Kid Flash, basically Kid Zoom, formerly Inerta, who was a clone of Bart Allen. That's what mostly that book was. But it was a fun miniseries to read in here. Yeah, it was pure fun. Mm-hmm. Yep. The Blackest Night tie-in is another fun miniseries, where it simply put Flash taking on dead Flash foes. Excuse me. Yeah, because, well, he takes on various Flash characters who were brought back. Anyone associated with the Flash who's died, surprisingly, with the exception of Nora Allen, is brought back as a Black Lantern. Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, these are the ones who brought back. Okay. They brought back to life. They brought back Golden Glider, Captain Cold Slade's sister, who was killed by the Top, and the Top's here too, along with the original Mirror Master, who died in the original Crisis back in the 80s. Rainbow Raider, I don't remember when he died. James Jesse, he died in frickin' Countdown of all things. And Captain Boomerang, the original one. He died in Identity Crisis. Yep. So, out of all these dead characters, also, Eberthon here, despite the fact he was previously alive. Now, of all these characters here, Geoff Johns is responsible for writing the deaths of 2 of these characters, the Top and Golden Glider. Rainbow Raider, I think he did see him get killed off. The Trickster, nope, whoever wrote that Countdown issue, he's the one who killed him off. Captain Boomerang's death, well, that was written by Brad Meltzer. Yeah, he got killed off during a double murder when he fought Jack Drake, the father of Tim Drake, and that weird thing that he decided to do. Excuse me. And this is another fun miniseries where it's basically Flash team with the Rogues take on various dead Flash villains. Heck, they even brought back frickin' Savitar. Yes. You are thinking, wait, when the heck did Savitar die? And he's one of the characters from Gorilla City. When did he die? Back in 1987 with JLA Ape. As a matter of fact, his death started that crossover, believe it or not. Yes, so... And Barry's like, Savitar, no. And then like halfway through the miniseries, the end of issue 2, he gets his Blue Lantern ring, which basically uses to purify like all the dead characters. Though of all these characters, only 2 of them actually come back and stay alive. And that's, well, Captain Boomerang and Reverse Flash. All the rest, stay dead. Yep, they stay dead. All in all, this was a really fun miniseries to read. Just like Final Crisis Rogue's Revenge. Now, if you're curious though, is there any deaths in this miniseries? Well, yes. They killed off the second Boomerang. Yeah, the second Boomerang, he got killed off in this miniseries. And well, that's simply it. Now, all in all, this book is really good. Thoroughly enjoyable to read. If you have read the Flash Rebirth, you can basically skip that section of the book. Basically, just read Rogue's Revenge and, of course, Blackest Night Flash. Both 2 really good miniseries. Shocking, though, they put that one here because I kind of forgot that wasn't here as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but all in all, that's pretty much it for Geoff Johns' run for the Flash. I have now reviewed officially everything associated with his run. And it's shocking though these 3 miniseries came after, like, right after the end of Flash Volume 2, which was brought back up to 17 issues. After 230, but in the 17 issues later. Excuse me. All 3 of these miniseries all came up the same year. Though only one of these miniseries actually led into the recent ongoing series. Well, Flash Volume 3, of course. Yeah, all in all, that's pretty much it for this particular review. I would do the next review, but it's getting kind of late, so I better save it for tomorrow. I really wish I could, but I gotta work tomorrow, okay? So, to see you all tomorrow for our next Comic Corner. Bye.